Okay. Hi everybody, thank you so much for joining us. My name is Hannah Coffin. I'm the founder and the CEO of Needle and Thread. So thank you for taking time out of your day to join us today. I'm super excited to be here because this is the first Insta Live that we've done as a brand. It's something that I've wanted to do for so long, but we just haven't had the time to do it. So actually one of the positives of all this corona situation that we find ourselves in is that we've had a little bit more thinking time, and we've put together a series that I really hope that you love. So first of all, I hope you're all well. I mean, obviously we're just living in crazy times at the moment. I know that every household got its own challenges, and what we want to do today is just give you 30 minutes of light relief, talking about fashion, lifestyle, juggling children at home at the moment with all this going on. And I've got the most amazing guest to join me in a minute. So I'm sure Laura does not need any introduction. I think most of you already follow her. She's called the Fashion Bug Blog on Instagram. Her name is Laura Wills. If you don't follow her, head straight over after this and start following her at the Fashion Bug Blog. She's the most wonderful woman. We all absolutely love her at Needle and Thread. She's an absolute style icon, and she's become one of the most successful influencers and bloggers globally. Her following sits just shy of 300,000 followers, and she's doing all of this juggling 3 of the most adorable little girls at home as well. Laura's become a real authority for all of us on style, travel, tips, how to juggle children, and she's certainly somebody that I follow daily, and I know lots of you do as well. So Laura has really paved the way in this like tremendous success that she's had. I mean, she's extremely modest, but I can certainly sing her praises for her. And just recently, earlier this year, she actually won Reward Style Best Influencer in Europe. I mean, what a phenomenal achievement. And on top of that, she's just one of the nicest people that I've met, and I've had the fortune of spending a bit of time with her, and she's just such a lovely woman through and through. So I can't wait to bring her on. So Laura, on that note, perhaps if you could just join us, that would be great. And we'll just see if technology is on our side or not. We'll just see if that is going to work. Just bear with us, guys. Nothing like a technical hitch, is there? And I don't know if lots of you would have followed her while she was raising over £20,000 for the NHS through the coronavirus. So I mean, she's just done extremely well on that as well. Okay, I think Laura is coming. Just bear with us a few more moments, ladies. There she is.
Hi.
Hi Laura, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, really well. Really
Sorry,
well.
there was a slight technical glitch, obviously.
As always. We knew there would be, didn't we? We knew that there would be a glitch, but I'm sure everybody at home understands. I mean, you look absolutely gorgeous, Laura.
So do you,
welcome.
As always.
Welcome. Tell us, what are you wearing today?
I'm wearing a Needle and Thread dress, of course.
Yeah, obviously.
I love it. I wish I could show you the whole thing, but it's so beautiful. It has this amazing embroidery, and yeah, I mean, it's just absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
And Sorrow earrings, of course.
Yeah. Oh, me too. I have Sorrow earrings.
Amazing.
We're matching.
Love that.
We're matching. Yeah, great. So Laura, I know everyone's desperate for us to dive in, and we've been inundated with questions from our followers over the last few days. So without further ado, I think we'll just crack on and start talking about all things fashion, lifestyle, styling, children, all those kind of bits. Amazing. So Laura, perhaps you could tell us a little bit about your journey, why you started the blog, where the name came from, all those things.
Sure. So I started in 2014. Which feels like such a long time ago now.
I know.
But, yeah, I feel like it really has been such a journey.
Yeah.
It's called the Fashion Bug because my husband calls me Bug. That's his nickname for me.
Oh, that's so sweet.
So that's a little personal touch. Yeah. And yeah, I started because I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, to be very honest. I always worked in fashion. And for me, it really started as a creative outlet. And I think at the time I had no idea you know, how I would turn it into a business or how it would work, but I just knew that I absolutely loved clothes and I loved writing, and you know, I just wanted to put all those things together. So it really just started as a kind of creative project for myself, and then I saw that my friends loved reading my blog posts, and then I just decided that I kind of had to go for it and never looked back.
I mean, it was obviously just such a calling for you, because it's I mean, you're just so good at it. It was obviously just what you were meant to be doing with your time.
But
these journeys aren't always smooth, are they, Laura? So no, what's been challenging, I suppose, over the last 6-7 years? What's been difficult?
I think, you know, when you start off, nobody knows who you are. You know, I had absolutely no followers, and I remember, for me, such a milestone was getting to 1,000 followers, and I remember just thinking, oh my goodness, I've got 1,000 followers.
And now you're at nearly 300.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's amazing. But you know, getting in touch with brands and getting in touch with PR agencies, and nobody at the beginning kind of wants to work with you, and you know, why would they? Because you have nothing to show that to be able to work with them. So I think, you know, there's lots of obstacles, and but for me, it's kind of always been very organic, and it has grown very organically, and it's always been about wearing the brands that I absolutely love, which obviously is why we're sitting here today, because I've been a fan for so many years. But it has grown, but you know, there's always obstacles, and
absolutely.
I think
And tell us, Laura, I mean, you're obviously such a pro now at getting that content when you've got 3 girls like all around your ankles and you're out shopping at the park. Like, how do you get that content? Give us some tips. Like, tell us, how do we get that content?
I don't think it's always that straightforward. I mean, you know, especially with children, they don't love to be still, and mine are actually quite physical and love running around, and but you know, I try and plan things in advance. I think that's really important, as much as you can, and that for me has always applied for both, you know, just in terms of motherhood and the structure of my day. I love planning things in advance. It just makes me feel at ease knowing what I'm doing. So I think planning in advance, you know, knowing what you want to wear, sort of having an idea of how you want the photo to look. I love kind of the composition of photos and putting things together. So, and obviously, you know, your children being in a good mood and wanting to be in the photo also helps.
Yeah, it's helpful. Yeah. I can imagine. I can imagine. So Laura, tell us when you first started wearing needle and thread.
So I think it was in 2017.
A while ago.
A while ago. We went on a trip to Oman, and you know, we went to this
picture. I'm just going to pull up a picture. I have it ready.
We went to
this one.
It is, and you know what? That's my absolute favorite dress of all time. I just absolutely adore that dress. It's so beautiful, and we were at a beach resort in Oman, and I just thought, you know what? Why not wear, you know, go all out and wear a ball gown on the beach? And
why not?
My first piece that I ever bought from Needle and Thread.
Oh, it's gorgeous. And tell us about this moment. So I think you were in Ibiza, is that right?
We are, yes. That was last summer. That's another, I mean, honestly, it's so difficult to choose because there's so many.
I know.
But you know, Ibiza for me is such a special place. We got married there, and we've gone every year since having the girls, and that was just, I think for me, what's so amazing about Needle and Thread, or when you wear a special dress, is the fact that you remember, you know, a holiday, you see that picture and you were wearing that incredible dress, and you really remember things and associate them with that dress. Absolutely. So that's amazing. The one before, just to go back to the one before, I had
this one.
I don't think I yet knew that I was pregnant with Anushka, but that will always bring back such amazing memories, because I then found out that I was pregnant with Anushka after that. But yeah, I think, you know,
that is so lovely.
They all have such special memories.
Yeah, lovely. And talking of girls, this is Mila, I think, isn't it?
Yes. Oh, that
in this one,
the dream. I mean, I've always loved twinning with my girls, and you know, when you told me that you were bringing out a little girls collection, that for me is the absolute dream.
Yeah.
So
I mean, this is like the ultimate. yeah, this is the ultimate mini me moment, this picture. And actually, here's a little snap. Here's you and I. So just for the audience, Laura actually co-hosted a launch event with me at Annabelle's, really not long before lockdown, was it? It was yeah, not long before at all, actually.
Before, I think.
About 3 weeks, yeah. Which, so now looking back, I just think I just can't even imagine that we were, you know, hosting an event just a few weeks before all of this happened. But anyway, this is Laura and I hosting that event. And then we have to talk about this moment. I mean,
honestly, I take it back. I think this is actually my favorite dress.
Oh, I love this one.
Amazing. And it's so, I felt like a swan just floating through.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
You do look absolutely fantastic. All right. So, Laura, perhaps you can start telling us about what a normal day looks like for you at the moment. Obviously very different to what it was looking like.
Yes. You know what? I think it's quite lovely. I like to always see the positives, and I think there's this strange kind of balance between, obviously it's very hectic and it's quite physical with having 3 girls at home and they're so little, but there is a sense that time has kind of slowed down a little bit as well, because we're not rushing to get out the door to go anywhere. And I have to say I really do enjoy that, and I think I'll look back in years to come and actually appreciate that so much.
And I think lots of people are feeling that as well, aren't they? And as much as there's tremendous worry, like I said earlier, in every household, and, you know, people have all sorts of stresses and strains, I think just taking out that daily commute and that sort of tearing out the house, trying to get somewhere at a particular time, is probably something that nobody will miss, actually.
Exactly. And I think, you know, at the start of lockdown, probably so many of us were kind of in such a rush to get back to normality. And again, obviously there are so many worries going on, but I think, you know, it's probably made a lot of people reconsider certain aspects of their life. And
I totally agree.
Yeah.
So how are you juggling things at the moment? So, you know, 3 girls, I mean, you've got your hands full, haven't you? And you're working full time. I mean, your business is thriving. So how are you juggling all of that at the moment?
Well, my nanny came back 2 weeks ago, which, you know, I can definitely say it's lovely to have an extra pair of hands.
Yeah, you needed some help, Yeah,
but it's, you know, it was definitely sort of being with the girls all day long and cooking and cleaning and doing everything. And then in the evenings I would work and wouldn't get that much sleep. So it's nice to have an extra pair of hands. I think because their age gaps are so little, it really is something that I need if I can have. So
absolutely, definitely. And what I'd like to know is how you're still looking so gorgeous. I mean, hairdressers are shut, beauty salons are shut. Like, how do you still look so perfect?
Looking far from perfect. Definitely does.
But you
not
do, like, every day. Every day on
no.
Instagram, and I think like all your followers are like, wow, she just looks amazing every day.
Do you know what? Things like, for example, I scrape my hair back at the moment. I had hair extensions, haven't had them for 8 weeks, and I get asked to do tutorials for my like scraped back bun all the time. It's just that unfortunately I have very Scandinavian fine hair that I wouldn't wish upon anyone, and that makes it so easy for me to just literally scrape my hair back, and it's very silky and smooth. I would much rather have beautiful bouncy hair like yours, to be honest.
Oh no, trust me, you wouldn't.
But no, I think also having 3 children who are so little, you kind of learn to do things very, very quickly.
Yeah, absolutely.
So my makeup routine takes about 7 minutes, and I try to plan what I'm wearing the night before and so forth. So lots and lots of planning.
Yeah, organisation is key. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
So what I'd love to know is, Laura, when you take the girls out, obviously you get these beautiful images of them in these gorgeous little brands. What really happens at the park? Because when I take my little boy, he starts off looking immaculate and he just comes home like absolutely ruined, covered.
Maybe boys versus girls. No, you know what? They are very, very, very good. Having said that, I went for a walk with them the other day, and Mila and Anushka, I don't know where it came from, but they just decided to like mud wrestle outside, and they were doing roly-polies over and over again, literally wrestling with each other, and they've never been happier. So they have their moments of
yeah,
of being not
being
so
playful. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
But I
Okay.
always say as well, you know, it is Instagram and it is a highlights reel, and I think the last thing to do when my children do is you know, get my phone out and start taking videos and photos of them. So that's why you don't see the tantrums.
Absolutely, absolutely. And none of us put the tantrums on Instagram.
No.
So the other thing I'd love to talk to you about, because this does make me laugh when you tell me about this, is when you're driving the family around. Because do you want to tell us how you commute around with your family?
In a mini bus, minivan,
Yeah.
mini bus.
Yeah, I love that. I love that you drive that.
My glam van, as I like to call it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what? It started off as a bit of a joke, because when we went to Ibiza last summer, we couldn't rent a car big enough that would fit. So first of all, my husband doesn't have a driver's license. He just never got one, and I quite like that because I love driving. Yeah. But last summer we rented a car, and we had to get in Ibiza this giant van because nothing else would fit the 3 children, my husband and my nanny, and all our luggage and everything. And then as I was driving it, at first I was so mortified, and I kind of thought, oh my God, what am I doing driving this giant van? And then I kind of started to love it. And then we came back, and I thought, you know what, we need to get a big car to fit everyone in. And now I absolutely love it. But I do get some really strange looks when I'm driving along.
I know, I love it. I love it when you tell me about that. So just going back to your children, tell us about the girls' names and where did they come from?
So Mila is the eldest. She's 3, and I don't even remember. We just both decided before, I think I was 12 weeks pregnant, and I'd had the scan, and we found out that she was a girl. We had a blood test, found out that it was a girl, and we just both loved Mila. It was decided from 12 weeks onwards. And Anushka, I could not decide, and so I actually asked my Instagram audience, and I got lots of, and I got lots of amazing suggestions. So if anybody ever is looking for a name, go back through my Instagram, and you can find, you know, there's thousands and thousands of suggestions, and I just loved Anushka, and I suggested it to my husband thinking that he wouldn't like it, and he absolutely loved it. And then Luna was a name that I had wanted to give Anushka. My husband didn't like it at the time, and then he for some reason changed his mind and suggested it the 3rd time around for Luna, and that was it.
Gorgeous. Well, I mean, absolutely gorgeous names.
Thank
you. Talking of the girls, could you imagine any of them becoming influencers?
Probably Anushka. I mean, she has definitely a love for fashion and accessorizing, and Mila is very physical, and she, you know, loves sports, but Anushka loves putting on my earrings, my makeup, you know, loves getting dressed with me. So so far I think Anushka is definitely more inclined that way.
She's showing signs. That's interesting. And what about your wardrobe? What are the pieces that you really, really treasure and that you'll want to pass down as heirlooms to the girls?
So I have a second wedding dress, which is a Pucci runway piece, and I wear it every single summer, and I wanted something for my wedding that I could change into and then dance and, you know, really feel like I wasn't restricted. And I just love that dress. It's the most beautiful, hand embroidered with little flowers all over it. So I think that's incredible. And obviously my Chanel bags, you know, I'm sure they will love using
have to fight over the colours.
Exactly.
Oh, brilliant. And I saw on Instagram the other day that you'd put on the chocolate challenge with the girls. And I just think that's so hilarious. Like, so many parents are doing it at the moment. But how did yours fare?
You know what? They were so well behaved. I was a bit surprised when I came back, especially because Mila has such a love of chocolate. I thought they might go for it, but they were really good. They couldn't touch it. They were smelling it the whole time, which was hilarious. But I'd quite like to do it on just Anushka and see see how it would
without
be,
her
or maybe
sister
do it
there.
with both of them individually and see if the result is different. They're
That
quite
would be
good
funny.
at kind of, you know, they always encourage each other, and yeah, they have a very, very close bond, which is really sweet.
Yeah, they look adorable together. And what about your date night? So obviously pre-lockdown, I think everyone was always in awe of your Sunday night date night. So where everyone else would be in pajamas or, you know, loungewear, and you would just be in this like phenomenal little outfit and these killer heels off for a date night on a Sunday. So since we've had lockdown, what's happened to date night?
So we still do it, but, you know, obviously at home. We did go last week. I mean, at the moment, it doesn't really matter what day of the week it is. I've kind of forgotten sometimes what day of the week it is. But we did go on a picnic. We found like a very quiet little spot, and there was nobody else around, and we went for a picnic and a bike ride, which was lovely. And I actually,
that sounds lovely.
Made me realize that I'm not in such a rush to get back to restaurants. It's quite lovely just enjoying nature and being outdoors, and being more creative, I guess, with the date nights.
I agree. I think for most of us, we can't now. It's been so many weeks, it's hard to imagine just going for dinner now or going to the cinema or anything like that. I think we've all got so used to this new way of living. What are you missing? I mean, obviously your family, but what are you missing whilst you're in lockdown?
Honestly, just the little things. I mean, I miss getting a daily coffee, and just, I said on an Instagram post, I even miss the nursery run, which sounds crazy because, you know, that was always something that was rushing out the door to take me to nursery. But I miss it, and just, I guess, my friends, and just having that kind of human contact with people, and but I'm not in any rush to kind of do anything big.
No. And what about this whole, you know, Zoom cocktails and, you know, Zooming for dinner? Have you done any of that, or has it just been by the time you get to the evening and you're just so done that there's not time for that?
I mean, we tried one with my brother, and so my brother is actually married to one of my best friends, which is lovely, and they've got two girls, so we're all super close. We did one with them, but I don't know, it's not really my thing to do. I haven't really got into it.
I think it does just take some getting used to, because if you're having dinner with people, obviously you're all eating different things. So it's a bit different, isn't it, to how we used to go out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. So going back to your business, Laura, what are your aspirations over the next sort of 6 to 12 months? Obviously, the landscape has completely changed for us over the last few weeks. So what do you see for yourself in the next year or so?
I think it's really difficult to say. I mean, I always have rough plans in my head of how I would love things to be. But for me, especially, you know, my blog kind of coincided with me becoming a mother. And for me, it's always been more important that I focus on that and don't miss out on, you know, things to do with motherhood, because I just love it so much. And I think I was almost surprised at how much I loved becoming a mother. I always wanted to become a mother, but I loved it so much that you know, we would like one more baby, I think. And
I was going to ask you, baby number 4.
Yeah, not pregnant, but we would love another baby. And so I think it's really difficult to kind of put in concrete plans into place when I know in the back of my mind that that's something that I want to do. Having said that, I think it's really difficult. You know, you can never plan things entirely. And so, you know, if an opportunity arose that I loved, then I definitely wouldn't say no.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think even just running your day-to-day business at the moment, you've got your hands full, haven't you, to be honest? Rather a lot going on. So post-lockdown, what's going to be the first thing that you do with your family?
I mean, you know, if everything is lifted, then of course I would love to travel. And, you know, the one place that I really would love to go back to is Ibiza, because it's so special for us. But again, I think we just have to kind of live day by day and see how the situation is. And and also I think just a really lovely meal out with lots of my close friends would thing.
That would be nice. It is hard to imagine traveling though, isn't it, at the moment? But I mean, obviously all of your followers will know that Laura's such an authority on hotels, and you know, people look at Mr. and Mrs. Smith, but they also come to Laura Wills for hotel recommendations and restaurants, particularly with Ibiza. I think I mean, you can write an entire travel guide, can't you?
I just love it. Honestly, I really miss it, but hopefully one day.
Hopefully, I think everybody's clinging on to that.
I've actually said to my husband that we would love to, I have said that I would love to renew our vows as soon as, you know, I feel like if you can, we've gone on this journey of, we've been together for 11 years and we got married 5 years ago, had our first child almost 4 years ago, and have had 3 children since, and have been through a lockdown. And I just feel like, I don't know, we've bonded more than ever, and I feel like I want to go back to Ibiza, renew our wedding vows, and
that sounds like the perfect plan. And do you know that when you Google like Laura Wills, like you the first question that comes up is, who's your husband? Did you know that?
I did actually know that.
Yeah, people are very intrigued about Mr. Mark. Yeah,
you know, I think it's funny because he, you know, he's so down to earth, and he's just not into social media. It's not his thing. And I think so many people, you know, always want to know what they don't know. So I totally understand it. And I would be the same if there was also, because I share so many aspects of my life and I don't share him. So I feel like obviously it sparks curiosity, but there's no big mystery there. It's just he's not into social media.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. Well, I love the sound of your vow renewal, so keep us posted on that, won't you?
Definitely.
That could be a very exciting plan. Yeah.
You know what? I'm so sad. If I redid my wedding now, I would have obviously got needle and thread dresses for my bridesmaids.
Well, but I think all the more reason I think to renew your vows. Yeah,
definitely.
Absolutely. Well, Laura, we've come to the end. I can't believe it. We're sort of out of time already. Cool. So I know it goes so quickly. Yeah. And everybody, thank you so much for joining Laura and I hope we've got all your questions in. We were inundated with things to talk to you about and ask you about, so I hope we've managed to squeeze most of them in. But Laura, thank you once again. You look gorgeous.
Thank you so
enjoy
much
the rest of your day. Pleasure. And I hope to see you in person very soon.
Yes, definitely.
All right, take care. Thank you for joining us. Bye. Bye. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. I think you can agree with me that Laura is just the sweetest woman through and through. She's a fantastic friend of the brand, a personal friend of mine, and she's just got so many amazing tips and lifestyle bits that are just amazing every day. So absolutely head over and follow her if you don't already. I'm sure you do, but it's at the Fashion Bug blog. And thank you for joining us on our first ever Insta Live. This is something that we're planning to do monthly, so we'll be announcing in the next week or so who our second guest is, and you can come and join us then. But in the meantime, take care, lots of love, hope your loved ones stay safe, and we'll see you soon. Thank you, bye.